All right. Well, it is 9:30, and usually on this channel I say, "Welcome to my conjuring corner," here where I do art, makeup, and sometimes I tell tales of horror as la hechicera of horror. But I'm not doing that today, and as I don't have my hechicera look, which is my sorceress look. Today, I guess you could say this is my first time having someone with me. A special someone is my fiance, Joey.
Hello.
And tonight we will be talking about something kind of cool, something different that we've experienced. Do you want to tell where we went to, what it was?
We went to the Paraunity Expo in New Jersey.
The Paraunity Expo in New Jersey. It's in Woodbridge, New Jersey. The Paraunity Expo is... Do you want to say what it is?
No, you're doing good.
Okay. The Paraunity Expo is like a convention based on paranormal subjects, which could be anything ranging from ghost hunting, people that are into cryptids, Bigfoot, folklore.
Oh, the mortuary stuff.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah. So we saw so many different things there. We met some interesting people. But before I talk about that, before we get into the actual place and the experience of it, I am going to say that this isn't working. Hang on just a second.
The thing's not working.
Should be.
The user's not right.
It is right.
I spell everything right. It's not popping up.
I'm like
Technical difficulties.
Some issues. Hold on just a moment. I gotta give my nephew some help with something real quick.
We'll wait for you.
Yeah, so I guess if you want to, you can talk about the commute, or you could wait on me.
I'll wait for you to come back. Let me know if you guys need help.
Yeah, I spell everything. It's not working.
Hi. We're just waiting for Whitney to get back. She's helping out with something. So yeah, when she gets back, we're just gonna talk about the Paraunity Expo that we went to in New Jersey. It was a good experience, and we're looking forward to telling you guys about it when she gets back. right, I think we're back.
What?
Everything fixed? You good?
Yeah.
Okay. We waited for you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you,
No
thank
problem, no problem.
Okay, so, to whoever is watching, I'm so incredibly sorry. I have, my nephews are also wanting to watch this, so they are in another room watching this live. My nephews are named Otto and Dominic, so hello to my nephews that are on the other, in another room watching this.
Hello.
So, okay.
Okay.
So, back to what we were trying to say originally. So we visited this Paraunity Expo, and it is based on the paranormal subjects of all different kinds of things in that field. So, for whoever is joining now, and isn't acquainted with this channel, my name's Whitney, but on this channel, usually I do art and makeup while I tell stories of horror and folklore, sometimes ghost stories, and I go by the name of La Hechicera of horror, so, which means like the sorceress of horror. But today is something different. I'm not doing art, not doing makeup, I'm not telling tales of folklore or horror. As I said, we are here. I'm here with my fiance Joey, and we're discussing a place that we recently have gone to called the Paraunity Expo, based on the paranormal. I'm repeating myself.
That's okay.
So, first off, we're going to talk about the commute. Like, how was the commute for you when we went there?
It was fairly easy. We never been to Jersey before like that, in that area. So, we took the New Jersey Transit in. About a 45-minute ride, maybe.
Excuse me.
No, bless
Yeah,
you.
it was 45 minutes or so. It didn't feel like it took long at all.
No, it was quick. And then the walk was fairly straightforward. It was a little bit of a walk, but it wasn't
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah, it was like, what, maybe 25 minutes. Some
Yeah,
people
close.
wouldn't like walking that long. But, it was actually a really pretty walk because some people that actually enjoy walking might like some
It
of...
was residential.
It was
area,
residential.
really, so.
Because some people, when they think of like an expo or like a convention, that it's going to be in a city area. But surprisingly, this was, like Joey said, residential.
In high school.
In a high school. So it was at Woodbridge High School in New Jersey. It was a nice place. Like, the houses were pretty. It almost seemed like historic of an area.
We saw some Halloween decorations still up. Which
Yeah,
was
and
cool.
while we were there, passing through, because we went on a Saturday. That was that the second?
First or second. It was right after Halloween.
Yeah, it was right
We
after
went, yeah.
Halloween. And people in that neighborhood, in that town, like, they still had some pretty cool, like, Halloween decorations.
They had that big Jack Skellington. That was really cool.
Yeah, there was a house that had a Jack Skellington.
The big one, yeah. It was a nice church. Big church we passed.
Yeah, there was a nice church. That was kind of our landmark.
It was, yeah.
Like, we're like, we gotta walk past this area to get to this church. So it was kind of nice. It's a nice little area. So, like, beautiful trees, beautiful like scenery.
Yeah.
The weather was nice that day,
It was nice, yeah.
so it wasn't cold or too hot or anything.
No, still comfortable.
Yeah, but yeah, we liked the town. So what did you think of the location? Like, I know some people don't expect to go to an expo or a convention at a school. What did
I
you
thought
think
it was
of
different. I liked that. I mean, I've never really been to a convention before, but usually I know
Yeah.
that they're in like those big.
City areas.
Yeah, so it was cool to be in a little high school fair, and everything was in a separate room somewhere. It was cool.
Yeah.
They did a good job. That day.
Excuse me. I'm like,
You okay?
yeah, I'm good. So, let's see here. I have little notes here. Usually I don't take a lot of notes, and I don't have a lot of notes now. But no, when we got to the school, it seemed like things kind of got easy to enter. Like, when we arrived at the school to do our check-in or
Yes,
whatever.
yeah.
You could buy tickets at the door at this thing.
Yeah, or online. You
Or
could have bought
online.
them, but we did it at the door.
but we did it at the door. It was like $20 or $25 depending. It just depends on the day you go.
I mean, everything was really reasonable. There was
Everything
really
was
nothing
reasonable.
that seemed like it was too much or anything.
Yeah, and the staff was really friendly when we got there. Like they took the money and of course they were friendly, telling us to enjoy the expo, and if you had questions, you know they would answer them. Like the only thing that we wanted was like a map, and one of the people that runs the place or helps run the expo, her name was Chris Terrian, and I noticed her instantly because I remember seeing her from running the pages online and stuff. And you were the one that asked for the map, right?
Oh, she came to us.
Oh, she came to
Because she saw
us.
we didn't have one.
Yeah,
So
okay.
she offered to go get us one, and she did.
So that was really nice of
That
her.
was nice of her, yeah.
That she
Very
offered
nice
that.
lady. They were both nice.
Yeah, her and her fiance John, which I'll mention after a while. But no, it's kind of cool. Like impressions of the place, of the school. What did you think? What do you think of going to a paranormal or an expo in general to a school? What was that
It was
like?
cool. It was cool. You know, it's a good place for it, I think.
Yeah, in a way, I guess so, because it's sort of amusing because this is a place where they want to teach people about the supernatural or folklore, mainly the paranormal kind of stuff, and it's sort of like a learning environment for that stuff. So it's I guess it's fitting that it was at a school.
Yeah, definitely. Educational stuff.
In a way.
In an educational place.
Yeah, definitely. So the first thing that we did when we got there, we decided to get in line for this this guy that we've seen on some programs. His name is Chip Coffee.
Chip Coffee.
And we watched the show called Portals to Hell with Jack Osborne and Katrina Weidman. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right. But they do some pretty cool paranormal investigations, and the locations and the histories behind them are really interesting. And one of the people that they bring in to do their psychic sweeps
yeah.
was what they call them, is Chip Coffee.
He's always been one of our favorites that was on.
Yeah, out of curiosity, we wanted to see what he was like in person. So we got in his line because we thought, well, if he's like one of the main people there, we'd probably get filled up pretty fast. So we got in his line.
Yeah, we met him first.
So we saw him first.
Super nice guy.
He was really nice. And so when we got there, we saw him come out of the room.
He did.
Because he was gonna.
He took a few minute break.
He was gonna take his break, and he said, "I swear I'll be back."
I swear I'll be back,
So
guys.
that was kind of cool. But then he came back. We had our time. I mean, it didn't seem like we waited too long for him either.
You know, he was friendly and he took his time with everybody.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like we waited.
Yeah, no, when he
Long.
was on his break or whatever,
But
he didn't take
it wasn't.
long.
He wasn't rushing through
No.
people either. It was a good, nice experience.
Yeah, it was. Because when he came back and, it was our turn to speak and everything, he was, my hair's messy. He was he was super friendly. I remember I was wearing my Selena shirt, and I had some compliments from him on that, and one of the staff members, and then you were wearing your Munster shirt.
The Munster shirt,
and
yeah. And they kind of poked him and
they-
said, "Look, the
The
Munsters."
Munsters. So he kind of gave us a nod for that, and then he mentioned he had gone to the Selena Bridge in San Antonio. And it kind of opened a door for me to say, oh, I went to Corpus Christi and I visited her grave and that sort of thing. So super friendly. I mean, he would take his time talking to people.
Yeah. Nice guy.
Very nice guy. And then what was really strange but kind of different for us, because we've never been to a place like this, experienced anything like this before, there was a room, what was it called? The Red Eye, Bigfoot, what was it called? You have the...
In the shadow of the red eye, he called it.
Yeah, we have this guy's card. It says, in the shadow of the red eye.
Oh, the big red eye.
Of the big red eye.
We were close.
We were close, yeah. In the shadow of the big red eye. It's probably backwards.
And then his stuff is on the back.
But Mike Famelin He's a field investigator, and his thing is Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, when we went in there and checked out his stuff, he had some Bigfoot,
A lot of Bigfoot.
a lot of
stuff,
Bigfoot
yeah.
stuff.
He had the castings of the feet and the hands.
Yeah. He had said he had some castings and stuff
He
of
was
the feet
showing
and
footage
hands.
of his YouTube channel and stuff.
Yeah, on his YouTube channel, it was interesting because it was like on the board,
Yeah.
or like it was like a projection of it or something, and he was doing this like weird like call, like he came up with this Bigfoot call or
Yeah, and
something.
he did it for a really long time.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I
he held his
didn't know
breath for
how
so long to do it.
Yeah, that was. Man, I'm just coughing a little bit every now and then. I'm like,
I don't even know how
Uh-huh.
to mimic what it was, the sound he made, but
yeah.
he
It
held
was-
it for a really long time.
He did hold that Bigfoot call for a long
And
time.
I think he said to someone it took a lot of practice for him to get it.
Yeah,
Just
I can imagine.
as long as he got it.
Well, I mean, Bigfoot aside, that's like, I can't yell for
No, I
that long.
can't.
I have a hard time just like projecting my voice. Unless I'm yelling at my nephews. Hey, stop it! Quit it!
I'm
No.
a former smoker, so I can't hold my
Yeah.
breath that too long either.
But anyway,
Mm.
I get you. It's different.
Mm-hmm. That was a cool. It was a good room though. Yeah.
Interesting room.
And
Yeah.
we got a little big foot magnet for our
Oh
fridge.
yeah. We did support the dude. We did get a Bigfoot magnet.
Mm.
Interesting. It was a cool.
Too bad we don't have that one.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Because like, it did have a nice little animation to it. Well, not
Yeah, it did.
animation,
It was a cool look. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
it's a good magnet.
Looking forward to hanging them.
Yeah, me too. So, okay, the next place that we went into, the next exhibit. By the way, these exhibits are free. Like they say at this expo, when you go there, like the exhibits are free. The exception of what's not free is you can, if you want to purchase anything from these people. Like I said, we just bought a magnet from the guy that was the Bigfoot dude.
Yeah.
Like-
Everything was basically free.
Everything was basically like if you.
Oh, if you wanted a picture or like an autograph, you had to pay.
Yeah,
That
like
wasn't-
that was up to the people that you meet.
Yeah,
you know?
even that wasn't really pricey enough. Though.
Yeah,
It was all very reasonable.
it was all reasonable. And the thing is, what we learned about the people there is that most of the money that is given, like that you pay at this expo, is given to the community of Woodbridge, New Jersey. Like, from what I've heard on the lives or whatever I've seen from Chris and her fiance John, is that whatever is tickets and whatnot, like given to, that's purchased to them, it gives back to the community of Woodbridge, Woodbridge, New Jersey, whether if it's like school or someone in the town, something around that area. Like it gives back to the people of the town basically. So I thought that was nice.
Very nice, yes.
But no, there was another what was the other exhibit, free exhibit? The Delaware Mortuary Museum.
That was really cool.
No, that was different.
And now we have a card for that too.
Yeah,
I
Delaware.
hope you could see it.
So what did you think of that?
That was very interesting. It was cool.
It was really creepy.
It was really. It was, yeah. But it was cool. We signed the book.
Yeah,
I think the funeral guest book.
yeah,
Almost like-
because they had it set up to like what it would be like in a funeral home in some ways. So when you go to a funeral, like you had the guest book to sign, they had like a guest book that you would sign in that room, and we signed that guest book
We signed
too.
it, yeah.
But what was something that you liked? What was an object or objects
well,
that you liked in the room?
The most haunted thing they had was that coffin with it was like with a glass top, saying that the guy who was buried in it was so afraid of being buried alive that he wanted everyone to be able to look into like down into his grave to make sure that he was still dead.
That's freaky.
It was kind of creepy, yeah. And
Yeah.
then when they buried him, they kept like that little big hole to look
Yeah.
down and to see him through the glass.
Yeah.
So that was kind of Crazy.
It was kind of cool though, because I've never seen a coffin like that before.
No,
It was pretty tiny too, wasn't it?
it wasn't that big, no.
No, people like back in a time like that. Was there a date time? Like, was it 1800s?
Something like that, yeah.
I should have.
And then there was something about the story where the glass got dirty over time and you couldn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
I guess that freaked people out that they
Yeah,
disappeared
I
or
can
something.
see that. Yeah. But no,
But that was an interesting room. And then they had embalming. I said it wrong.
embalming.
Embalming, yes. Embalming stuff too.
Yeah, they
tools for
had the
embalming.
tools,
The empty jars and stuff.
the
that we
jars.
use.
They had the tools that they would use to deal with the bodies.
And a bunch of antique funeral stuff they
Yeah.
had too. That was really neat to see.
Yeah, because it kind of showed like the progression of things, what it was like then versus what it's like now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an educational background there of showing what was used before modern tools and now what we consider for funeral and mortuary business.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were called the Delaware Mortuary
Mortuary
Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Now another room that was next to it, wasn't it? The Ouija board.
The Ouija board. The Ouija board was cool, yeah.
So if you don't know what a Ouija board is, it's something that was built to, they had letters and numbers, and you have a little planchette, and there's like a little glass on it, and then you would try to communicate with spirits on the other side or whatever, and see if they would help you move this board. But we saw a bunch of artwork of these kinds of boards.
Lots of artwork, different ones. Elvira had a board.
Mm-hmm.
They had bands too, didn't they?
Bands?
They had like a couple bands in there. I think Black Sabbath was there.
Yes, that's right. They did have Black
Like
Sabbath.
AC/DC. I could be wrong about AC/DC. I thought I saw them, but I could be wrong.
Maybe. But I like the
there
Elvira
was so
one.
many in there. It's hard to remember all of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool artwork.
Oh,
on
Ozzy.
those
Maybe it was
things.
Ozzy who had one.
It was probably Ozzy.
It was either Ozzy or Black Sabbath. I don't remember which one it was, to be honest. But one of them was in there.
Yeah, but no, that was. I can't remember the actual name of it, but it was Ouija board. They had different art of it. It was pretty cool.
And they had like Ouija board, like memorabilia, merchandise. I guess.
Oh
you could buy,
yeah,
like, little,
they had some cute little things
what do
like
you
that,
call that thing? That one?
like a planchette.
Yeah, like a keychain planchette and stuff. That was really neat. It was cool.
Yeah. And then there was the haunted objects room.
That was a good room.
That
Yeah.
was a crazy room. Like some of those objects were really weird looking.
And some of them had like really sad stories.
Some
too.
of them had some sad
Yeah.
stories.
No, not the happiest stories. But I think that's usually the case with haunted stuff.
Yeah. So the guy who ran the haunted objects room, his name was John Zaffis.
Mm-hmm.
What did you know about John Zaffis before we went in there?
I know he did the sci-fi show. Was a sci-fi show? The Haunted Collector. I knew
Yeah.
that about him. But it turns out he was a much bigger deal than we realized.
Yeah,
Like,
same
he's-
here. I didn't know too much about him other than he had that haunted collector
The
show,
Haunted Collector, yes.
and there was some historic reasons as to why I enjoyed that show too, because he had collected things that had some strange pasts. But evidently we found out that he was related to the Warrens, the Ed and Lorraine Warren,
Yes.
and they were known for their investigations for Amityville Horror
And he assisted in a bunch of stuff. too,
Yeah.
with them, right?
yeah, since he was the nephew, he had learned to
Like exorcisms and stuff like
yeah,
that.
he's dealt with. We didn't learn that stuff until later
Until
though.
after, we bought his book.
Yeah.
The Haunted by the Things You
Haunted.
Love book.
Yeah.
Yes, by him and Rosemary
Ellen
Gooley.
I can't say her name,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's there.
But I'm in the middle of reading it, and so
But-
far it's pretty interesting. It's strange if you're into reading about objects that have been confiscated or taken away from supposed haunted locations, and what he does with these objects that are like haunted or have strange possession stories is that he takes them and he has like he has a system of how he deals with that, and then he collects them and he puts them in his museum. But no, this is his book that we got, and he was nice and he signed it.
Oh yes, and he signed it.
And it was like what, just his books were pretty good price too. It was like $20?
$20 for the book and the autograph, yeah. And it was really nice. And he's like a legend, they say.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I
crazy
didn't
to
think
get
about
like
that.
an autograph book from him for that price now, and what a big deal he is.
Right.
Really cool.
It was cool. So we really enjoyed the haunted objects room. Very strange. I'm not a huge fan of dolls, like creepy dolls and stuff. And I did see some creepy dolls that were supposedly haunted that he owned, and there were some.
Well, one of the tables someone accidentally bumped into, and like one of the things moved, and somebody was like, "That's not a haunting thing. That's just a bump of the table."
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
that was kind of a funny moment that happened.
It was. And then after that, we had.
Oh, and we adopted the ghost.
Oh yeah, we did, but I don't have it right now.
No, me neither.
We met Jason Hawes' daughter, Satori Hawes, and
They're the
ghost couple.
The ghost couple or something of the haunted.
And
couple.
her fiance or significant other, and we got these two little necklaces, some cute necklaces that had like these little glow-in-the-dark ghosts
Inside of a little jar.
inside of a jar.
They're really cool.
Yeah. But the lunch experience after that was pretty cool. Like, it was quick, it was easy.
It was easy. We had to step outside again.
Yeah, we did have to step outside, but they didn't give us a hard time as long as we had our wristbands.
Getting back in was very easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they had food trucks outside. They wouldn't let you, like, bring food in and go out like that. But because it's a school, they wouldn't allow it. But, no, the food thing was easy. And it wasn't expensive either. So it was
good. What did we had?
chicken tenders
and you had
and, like, a taco bowl
from the Mexican truck. Yeah, it was good food. It was
Yeah.
good. We enjoyed it. We got a table very quickly.
Yeah, so...
Because when we first got out there, the tables were packed, and we were kind of
But
worried
also-
we might not sit, but then...
Even the
they
guests there, they were so
Mm.
friendly about it. Like...
Oh, yeah, everybody, yeah.
And that's something I have to say about most conventions I've been to. There's always that one person that's not nice. But a lot of people were really friendly here, including giving you the space and letting you have space and not taking up too much space. So it was kind of nice. We went back in, and then we got online to meet, again, one of the show that we really love is Portals to Hell.
Yes.
I used to like a show called Paranormal State long ago, and Katrina Weidman was in that show. And we got in her line.
Yes, she had a pretty long line.
She had a long line. Like, the whole time we were there, her line was always
It
busy.
was always big, yeah.
But
we tried to get into it before lunch, and it was just so long.
yeah,
So we just ended up
in one of the
going to
objects
eat and
rooms or
going
something.
back. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because it shortened after lunch a little bit, but it was still a long line.
Yeah. But no. So, what did you think of Katrina?
She was very sweet. She was very nice. That's why I think her line was so long, because she really took her time with everybody.
Oh yeah.
She definitely didn't rush through people or anything like that. She really... And she talked to us for a good while, too.
Yes, she did.
She was really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
She was really great to meet.
Yeah. No, she was sweet because like we listened to Jack Osborne's podcast called Ghosts and Grit, where he talks about like cryptids, ghost stories, and all those kinds of things under the sun that's paranormal. And she's on there as a guest every now and then. And we remembered there was one podcast where she was talking about her dog Batman, who is a disabled dog,
A three-legged.
three-legged dog. And we saw she had a picture with her dog, so we talked about her dog.
Oh, yeah, she was telling us I think it was a calendar she said, right?
Yeah, she did it.
For disabled animals or something.
Yeah.
And her and her dog are in it.
So we did that. We talked to her about that, and then she talked to us about our engagement.
Our engagement, the wedding and stuff. Yeah, she was really very nice.
Yes, she said she loved how we did arrange to, like, we're planning to do things on a Halloween day.
Yes, and she was
So
very.
she
she
thought that was
got
really
very
cool.
excited about that. She thought that was really cool.
So after that, we ended up going into a reading gallery. I mentioned we went to Chip Coffey's room. and then we decided to see what it was like to sit in on his reading, gallery reading.
Yes.
And we're not going to talk a whole lot about this because how do we say it? We'll give a little bit of, what do you want to say about it?
Well, I think it's kind of something like he didn't want photography or videos taken.
That's right.
I think he kind of wanted to keep it just among the people that were
In
there.
the room.
So
to
I
have the
don't want to give
experience.
away too much out of
But I mean, if people
respect to
are,
that.
yeah, if people are into like reading rooms and getting an idea of what it's like for mediumship and seeing what it's like for someone like that to read the room, it's kind of cool to sit in
I
on.
mean, I will say he was spot on with almost everybody he talked to.
It was interesting.
Well, everybody he did talk to, he was pretty spot on
Yeah.
with. He
Yeah.
did. It was really good to see.
Unless he knew them, then, you know, but I mean, I'm not going to say he didn't, or that he did. But, you know, I mean, people believe it and some people don't. But
Yeah.
I thought he was cool. I liked what he did.
I thought he did a great job. Yeah, that was a lot of. It was good.
Yeah, it was cool. It was good. And then, like, his thing ended our experience at this.
Yeah, that was the list.
That was the last thing that we experienced was his readings for the people, where he kind of, did his thing there. And then that was when when we wrapped up with that, we started to get ready to head out, because that was pretty much the end of the day there.
Yeah, but that was it. What time was it? Around 5:30, I think it ended.
Yeah,
It ended at a
5:30.
nice time, so we didn't
That's
have to
it.
like worry about hotels or nothing either. We could just go and
Yeah,
and come back, which
that
was
was-
nice.
Yeah, but before we left, Joey had to run to the restroom, and then which was
Of
fine.
course.
I mean, before we like before you head out, you want to kind of do your business, and so like we were doing that, and then I saw John Ruggiero, who he's also mentioned earlier, John and Chris. John is Chris's fiance, so they help run this event. And I wanted to meet him and Chris, and I'm glad I met her earlier. But at the end of the event, I basically wanted to run into them again and say, hey, you know, how I felt about the experience there, being first-timers. I just basically told them, you know, it was a great first experience for a first day and for first-timers. And they were really sweet people. They were nice. So, and John and Chris, they run the New Jersey Paranormal.
Yes.
So
You can follow that on
Instagram and Facebook.
I think they're doing an event coming up soon, ain't they?
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
I forgot, yeah, but they're doing something soon.
Yeah, but no, people who are into that kind of stuff, paranormal, and are in that area, you can follow them, go to their lectures, or...
I mean, everybody that was there had a lot of good things to
They
say.
did.
Saying it was like one of the best
One of the best
paranormal expos to go to. And when we told people it was our first one, they all said like that was the best one to start with too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got a lot of good feedback from everybody.
And that's nice.
Was there.
I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any final thoughts on this place or anything to add to this?
I would definitely like to, make it a yearly thing if we can. It'd
That'd be
fun.
cool.
Go
It was-
once a year.
It was fun. I'd love to do it again.
Yeah. This was what, the 10th?
This was
10th
the
one?
10th anniversary of Paraunity Expo. And I'd definitely do it again
Should
because
definitely go for the 13th.
that would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool. Spooky.
Spooky. So if anybody is in, that wants to go to a very friendly paranormal expo convention and can go to New Jersey, we'd highly recommend going to this one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know if we gave enough of a rundown or details, but people will kind of explain to you, they'll give you the breakdown of, what it's like for them to be ghost hunters or paranormal experts, or I don't know. Some of them don't like to be called experts really because they say it's still
Yeah.
like a learning.
And then there were a few other things that we kind of jumped into while we were there.
What was that?
Well, we did like that Victorian room.
You want to talk about that?
I don't.
You don't remember the name?
I don't remember what
It's-
much. And then we did that one where they were talking about a new way to communicate and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I wish I remembered the name of the two rooms that we
I wish
went
I could
into.
remember. Sorry.
But if I remember them, then I'll put them in the comments of this video later.
Yeah.
But no, what Joey is saying, like there was a room that was really cool. They had like, the Victorian era of, was it Victorian era? No, it was where spiritualism started, where the
Yeah.
whole rise kind of started on how people wanted to get into communicating with spirits.
Yeah.
And so there was somebody that was there that was talking about it from like a skeptical point of view and talking
Yeah.
about the filmmaking aspects of Pepper's Ghost. There were things on how to
Yeah.
learn how that was done with
And I
those
think he wrote
tricks.
books, 2 or 3 books about
Yeah.
all that stuff too.
Yeah, I just can't, I feel bad because I can't
Yeah, I
remember
wish
the
I
name of
could.
the
I
guy's
have
name.
his card, but it wasn't on my wall.
It's okay.
I think he had one of those bigger cards that it's probably
Yeah,
home.
it's okay.
Because I
Well,
think his card was a little too big for my wallet, so we ended up putting it with the stuff that
Yeah.
we didn't.
well,
pack.
like I said, like if we
Mm.
can and we remember it, we can put it down in the comments.
But yeah, he was also a nice guy to talk to.
He was a nice guy
was
because
really
he was cool
nice.
to talk about what it was like being a skeptic.
Yeah,
Skep-
and I think that's
and,
where he
uh,
started writing the books.
mhm.
He said something where he changed his perspective to write the books.
Yeah,
of
that
it.
see, because I like hearing things from both points of view, whether
Yeah.
if you are a believer or if you're not. Like, and you know, personally, I have my own beliefs in these things too, and I find the paranormal very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Joey does too. And it's funny because I don't know, I don't know, it's kind of something that we both sort of bond over a little bit. We like this sort of
Mhm.
stuff. We watch this kind of stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But also, yeah, we'd like to, what do we want to do next year? Do we want to talk about that for a couple of minutes? Or,
We can,
yeah?
if you want to.
Okay, so I'll just be a little vague, but I will say we have something in the works that we plan to do together,
Mhm.
which we will combine some of our talents. I say, like,
Mm.
since we're both artists, we like to draw. And we like strange things and supernatural, paranormal subjects and whatever, but we also like strange locations, so we want to implement our talents with some of these interests. So I guess keep an eye out for that sometime next year.
Yeah. Mm.
So I guess that's all we have. Anything you'd like to add?
No, I think we're good.
We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks to whoever decided to join in and
Yeah,
watch
thanks.
us on
Mm.
our experience with the Paraunity Expo in New Jersey.
Mhm.
Thanks for joining me, Whitney, and
Yep.
Joey.
Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Oh, potato.
potato,
French
French
fries.
fries. Bye.
Bye.
If I can learn how to exit out of this.